Welcome back to the Big Rant Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, today we're going to talk about something that Donald Trump has been pushing a lot lately. Donald Trump's been pushing over and over again that crime is out of control in America. But we have some new statistics from the FBI. From 2022 to 2023, let me read the stats here. The data show murder and non-negligent manslaughter dropped in the United States by nearly 12% between the years of 2022 and 2023. The largest decline in decades, according to the FBI. The reported number of rapes also dropped significantly by more than 9%, while reported hate crimes dropped by a little less than 1%. Overall, violent crime dropped an estimated 3%, and property crimes decreased by an estimated 2.4%. So that tells you something. That Trump is lying. Again. And has been lying. I've pointed this out year after year because crime in America has been coming down since the 90s. I don't know if it's policing. I don't know if it's people not wanting to get in trouble. I don't know what it is. But I know crime, violent crime has been going down. Now, there are some spikes here and there. There are some cities that are worse than others. But overall, in America, crime is down. Like murder and manslaughter are both down. Tells me you are more likely to be hurt in a school than you are anywhere else in America. Now, is America perfect? No. And there are going to be bad people no matter what we do. We know that. But we can't demonize entire groups of people just because somebody commits a crime. That's just not how it works. Like the recent story about apparently somebody in Springfield, Ohio, kidnapping someone's cat and eating them. It was all bullshit. It was all lies. J.D. Vance has even gone on national television saying he's okay with making up stories like that because it works for him. There is only one police report in the entirety of Springfield, Ohio, of someone claiming their cat had been stolen by a Haitian neighbor. Do you want to know where that cat was found? In her own basement. The woman had lost her own cat in her own house, in her own basement. Meaning the woman didn't even check for her cat, didn't even look for her cat, just couldn't find her cat one afternoon, and boom, automatically, because Trump said something, she called the police and blamed Haitian immigrants for it. Now, I don't know if you're from Ohio or not. I don't know if you're from Springfield, but if you're in that area and you know of Haitian restaurants or Haitian-owned businesses by the Haitian immigrant community there, I would say, I implore you to go give them some business. To buy products, to buy food, buy whatever it is that they sell. Because these people haven't done anything to anyone. They're just here trying to live a better life than what they had in Haiti. That's it. And remember, the immigrants that Trump is talking about, as if they're here illegally, are legal residents of the United States. Have been for decades, many of them. Now, as bad as it can be in America, and bad as things can get in America, financially, you know, politically, America is still one of the best places in the world, and people from around the world are going to continue to want to do things like immigrate to America. I saw Dr. Phil on the Young Turks the other day. Blew my mind. We all know he's a Trumper, right? We know he's a radical far-right Trumper. But he said something that actually made sense. If we want people to come here legally and do it the right way, we've got to make it easier for them to do so. We cannot have them having to wait 7 to 10 years just to get a hearing on if they can even attempt to stay here. I have a very close friend of mine who's married to someone from the UK. And it took her forever to be able to become a citizen here, doing it the right way. And God knows how much money. My friend told me the amount of money that they would have spent had he not been a lawyer, and the amount of money they still had to spend just to the government itself. The fact that it takes so long isn't just because our laws say they have to wait that long. It's because of the backlog and the fact that we don't provide enough judges to take care of this need. And I don't understand it. But the reason things never get done is because people run their mouth and lie. Just like Dr. Phil did later in that interview with the Young Turks, where he said the Border Patrol didn't support the bill. That is a lie. The head of the Border Patrol said it was the best Border Patrol bill to come out of Congress in 25 years. Every Democrat, every liberal I know believes we do need more help at the border. I haven't come across a Democrat yet that doesn't believe that. And I believe we need to do more. We need to have more judges. And we need to take a more humanitarian approach to people that come across the border illegally. It's really that simple. I don't understand why people act the way they do. I don't understand why people are lying about what immigrants do when they come in this country. Because you want to know what the majority of immigrants do that immigrate to this country legally or illegally? They work and pay taxes. Many of the illegal residents in this country pay taxes that they never benefit from, that they can't benefit from, because they don't have proper identification. Now, as I've mentioned before, there are states that provide health care sometimes to illegal immigrants. They'll let you get a driver's license sometimes. But I believe we have to be more humanitarian in the way we deal with immigrants. As Dr. Phil also said in that interview, birth rates in the United States are on the way down. We need immigration. We need immigrants. Or else the country's not going to be successful. And there's a reason people aren't bringing kids into the world in this country. And it's the problem globally. It's not just the price of food. It's the lack of stability in the world. Everything going on in the Middle East, what's going on with China and in the U.S. and North Korea and the world. And then you come back home and you look at the problems here. Political unrest, People purposely lying to stoke that unrest. And then you look at things like prices of stuff. You got food prices, yeah, those are up. We found out that 53% of that is caused by corporate greed. Only half of inflation is actual inflation. We also know that rent keeps going up. There was a guy a few years ago that ran for mayor in New York City, if I remember correctly. And his whole claim to fame was the rent is too damn high. And that's not wrong. I am currently in the process of looking for a new place to live because my current complex has decided to force me and my wife out by demanding that we have a credit-worthy um, guarantor as opposed to my cash um, deposits that we made 5 years ago. Right? They're forcing us out, so we don't know what we're going to do. But the cheapest I can find for a one-bedroom hovel is almost $1,000. So imagine if you need more than one room. Say you have two kids, or say you're a husband and a wife and you're living in a one bedroom and you can't afford $1,500 a month for rent for a two bedroom. What do you do? That's right. You make sure that you don't have a child. Because sure, you could probably live in that one bedroom with an infant for a while, but sooner or later that child's going to grow and you're going to need more room. People are like, oh, you'll figure it out. No, there's nothing to figure out. An average rent for a two bedroom home is almost $2,000. That's not easy to figure out. And everything else is up on the rise. All your other bills are going up. T-Mobile's jacking up their rates. Hulu jacking up their rates. Cable companies jacking up their rates. You can't have that. And everybody in Oklahoma and Texas is completely screwed when it comes to their light bills. Down in Texas, they're receiving like an extra 20% on their bills for electricity because of what happened in 2001 or 2021 because the state didn't take care of its responsibilities to ensure that electric production was protected from drastic weather. Same thing here in Oklahoma. There's another, like I think, 15 or 20% here added to the bills here. I don't know if they're marking it down, but I do know they were approved to pay that to charge that extra amount. I just think we could do better. But like I said, as many problems we have here, as much as they bother me, we're still one of the best places in the world to go. I mean, where else are you gonna go? If you're in Mexico or South America and you're looking for something better, you're trying to get away from some of the stuff that the United States caused. Trying to get away away from the violence, some of the violence, trying to get from the one party, you know, political systems where they're like I forget where it is, but they've basically made it. I think it was I can't even remember what the South American country was, but I was reading an article the other day where their new leader had basically since 2018 like basically ban all dissent and ban other political parties basically from even existing. So I'm not going to hate on people that are trying to move to this country. I don't care if they do it legally. I don't care if they're here illegally. Now, if they commit a crime while they're here illegally, send them home. But we can't blame an entire group of people. We can't criticize them all and hate all of them just because a few of them might commit a crime. We're not deporting white people when they commit a crime that are residents here, are we? No, we're not. We're not deporting American citizens when they commit a crime. And the numbers show very clearly that native-born Americans commit more crimes than immigrants per capita. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you down the road.